Good evening, and welcome to
TC and Jake.
Hello, folks. Give me a second to do this color checker, and then we can get this show started. I have
Check those colors. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have a special prop to open this show with. I want to do a little unboxing.
Yep.
Got this a couple weeks ago. Went to a White Sox game at Old Comiskey Park.
Old shithole.
I got Lucas Giolito X-Wing Fighter bobblehead.
Jesus.
It's like if White Sox pitcher Lucas Giolito were the pilot of the Star Wars spacecraft, the X-Wing.
This is kind of crossover month here on the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, this is definitely, it's a crossover bobblehead. For sure. Look at that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
He's gonna have to take the hat off before he puts the helmet on. He's got two sets of headgear there, but
Just out of nowhere, like, is Giolito a huge Star Wars guy? Do the White Sox have any tie to the Lucasfilm?
well, if you'll look over there, you'll recall the previous unboxing we did of Hawk Solo.
Okay.
It's Hawk Harrelson as Han Solo as
What's
a
the deal?
bobblehead. So I think just each year they do something Star Wars because people love Star Wars.
Yeah?
This is, I would say that the ongoing Star Warsification of our world, I mean, like, at some point it just was so advanced that, like, I've moved well past all the other stages and into acceptance. But, like, I don't know, as a kid, that was, like, a large part of my personality that, like, I had seen an obscure 1977. It's not obscure, like, everyone knows it. But, like, it's not like 100% of the kids in my class had seen Star Wars. Certainly, they had seen it fewer times than I had.
I would have been one of those kids.
Yeah. Like, my experience was the second that I could, like, watch and digest movies, my grandpa was like, hell yeah, it's time. I've been waiting for this moment. TC, I've got these on tape. And, you know, it was a cool thing that he and I did. If you would like to just
It's a fucking force field.
give a...
Now I can't really make fun of...
Well, you know, I'm trying to honestly talk about my experience. I mean, if you want to, like, get an understanding of what my grandfather's opinion meant to me, the two things in my entire life that he told me were, like, really cool was Star Wars and Notre Dame football. So, you know, I took his opinion under great consideration. And now, you know, it's just like if someone's first day, if you're like, so, you know, you're meeting a coworker for the first time, what do you do outside of here? What are your interests? They're like, well, I really like Star Wars. I'd be like, not fucking talking to this guy again.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, get a personality.
I would do the same thing if they told me they were really into Notre Dame football, though.
Well, that's just, you know, a passion for excellence.
I mean, with all due respect. With
How could
all
you,
due respect.
how on earth could you be saying this with the recruiting summer that we're having?
You're kind of talking about the top two lamest ways that people form an identity out there. Notre Dame football
No.
and Star Wars.
I mean,
They are-
it's
okay,
not as
let's-
lame as Texas, for example.
Let's at least put it this way.
Fucking
But very
win a
few
lot
people
more.
make Texas football their identity relative to Notre Dame.
What on earth are you saying?
Relative to Notre Dame.
The entire
Like, it's a
audience
much more-
disagrees with you.
I think Notre Dame is a much more fervent fan base.
Okay, just everyone write in and tell Jake if they've met more people who make Texas football their personality or Notre Dame football in their lives. Go ahead.
Well, I think part of it is the size of the
This
state.
is going to be really eye-opening for him.
I think part of it is the size of the state, but like people who do what you do or what a lot of people do, like making treks from across the country or knowing like everything about the school's traditions. Like I think Texas, I don't feel like there's, maybe this is wrong too. I'm sure there are a lot because it's a big
I mean,
program.
you got the whole minstrel show thing.
But Texas
that's a
has
big tradition
has a
for you
much
guys,
higher
I'm
share
understanding.
of T-shirt fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're pretty fucking in it. Even if you didn't go there, like you know everything about the
I mean,
program.
it depends on the area of the country.
I'm sure.
There's
but-
plenty of, you know.
And Star Wars is certainly the top movie by which people create an identity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish it was Heat. I think we'd be in a different place as a country.
A better place.
Are
I
all
would
of them
say.
there? Am I missing any?
Looks like I'm missing number 8.
Okay, let me see if I can dump that in there for you real quick. I probably saved it to the wrong folder.
No worries.
What would really be cool is if the Rangers would put out a bobblehead like crossover. I think if the Rangers did it though, knowing the owners, Marley and Marley, the dead Muppets who sit up in the balcony, They would probably have like Adolis Garcia wearing like a locker up, he has like a locker up sign, or
something to really capture the current Cuban protest, possibly.
yeah, I don't think so. That's interesting though. That maybe we talk about this next week since we have a lot on our plate.
I mean,
today,
I doubt that they like the Castro regime.
Yeah, probably not. Adolis wore like a Pray for Cuba thing on his shoes, something for Cuba.
That's nice.
But it is extremely dope anytime there's like an uprising in a country that declares socialism or communism, and then it can be used as a C. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I really love like just stripping every bit of context away from something and then making a vast sweeping judgment about an economic system. Because
surely an island off the American, like a few miles off the American coast, couldn't like. I don't think that the big impact of their future has been the embargo. What could that have to do with it?
Yeah, that certainly has nothing to do with it, or any of the other countries in Latin America that have tried this that we then toppled or.
See, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's like, well, what if we tried some of these economic principles?
If there was like a cancer treatment that they were testing out and America just walked up and stabbed the first test subject, we're like, look, he's dead.
Failed the trial.
Treatment didn't work.
Failed the trial. So I told you the good news, bad news. Trump spoke at CPAC last weekend.
I don't know how to feel about this.
In Dallas. Well, be mad. You can. It's okay.
I'm not mad. I'm really not going to be mad.
I'll wear it. So Trump spoke at CPAC on, I guess it was Sunday night, right? Had to have been Sunday night. Yeah,
sounds
the 11th. And I saw a bunch of clips from it, and I was like, fuck, man, I miss Daddy. I miss playing the audio on our episodes. So, I was done with the show for today, like the Hang Zone last night. So I got up really early this morning. And while I was like, doing email, whatever, I'm like, I'll just listen to the whole CPAC speech so that we can play it. And I did. And the audio is awesome. Except I was not fully awake when I started. And I didn't realize they had more than one CPAC this year.
I'm a little confused by it.
I'm very confused by it. But it says it's CPAC.
And it's 2020. It's not like you didn't pull
2021
this straight up last year. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that will become apparent in a lot of the audio. But
yeah, if he is going on about election fraud, I guess it would have been fairly apparent if it was a year where he wasn't president.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you hear him, I don't think I even pulled this part, but he spends a good 10 minutes on trans athletes.
Okay.
In the Olympics. So that's a hot topic today, except this speech was
Just getting into hot topics.
The speech that I cut most of the audio from, I have 2 from Dallas, but the other 10, they're from the CPAC in Orlando in February.
Okay.
And when I realized this, I was done.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to waste like an hour and a half or 2 hours of work.
Well, I mean, I think that the good news here is that
we have another one.
If you wanted to do next week, we certainly can.
I'm down because I have a blast listening to these, but there were a couple beats that I'd heard him hit in Dallas, and I get to the end of the hour and a half because that's how long he went. And I'm like, I didn't hear I heard some good jokes, but I didn't hear the joke I was looking for.
Where was that one?
So again, the bad news is what you're about to hear is from CPAC 3 months ago. The good news is there's another one, and I'm excited to go through it as soon as tomorrow.
A monthly CPAC.
It was weird, right?
Yeah, I'd like to understand their schedule a little bit better than I do now, but
now I do know that a lot of the stuff is the same, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Just spilled water all over myself. Dan was right. This is a big mouth.
I mean, it is. It's a huge mouth.
It's a huge mouth.
Whenever you see Fleetwood Mac, do they make like 10 new songs to play for you tonight, or do they just play the stuff that they already made?
Yeah, they may jam a little.
Yeah.
They may jam a little on one of the particular songs and make it a little longer, and maybe that's different in Dallas than in Orlando. But let's just get to it. The intro. The people they're rabid, dude. They're so excited to see him.
I mean, they live in Orlando.
They're so excited to see him. I watched the very beginning of the Dallas one too, and it's exactly the same. So he's going to ask a question in the first cut.
Do you think people think of us the way they think of Orlando? Surely not.
Dallas?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I know that it's
like if we weren't in Dallas, would I have made the exact same joke that I just did about Orlando?
No, because I know that Dallas is viewed as like culturally vacuous. but it's also like extremely wealthy.
Got the 97s.
You do. And you have like the Perot. There's no Perot in Orlando, is what I'm saying.
I don't want to have our first line of defense be we have the Perot.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think Orlando is like big Arlington.
Yeah. No, I know. I've been to Orlando.
I think Dallas has at least like, actually, I haven't been. I've been to Disney World, but I guess I've never been to like Orlando proper. But
well, you probably whenever you flew in.
Right. But like, there's probably not like a deep Ellum. Like it's even more culturally and commercially fucked than Dallas is.
I'm sure there's an area that has bars.
Yeah. But like Dallas has at least some history to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
We killed a president.
We did. It's phenomenal. City of Hate. He asked a question here, and I think we all know the answer.
CPAC, do you miss me yet? Do you miss me?
Hold on.
A lot of things going on.
To me, that more
Great way to start a speech.
To me, it is the most perfect stand-up comedian routine ever.
Let's get into it, folks.
In fact, I've heard stand-up comedians be like, I've been gone a while. You guys miss me? And the crowd goes crazy. And then they're like, boy, there is so much going on. I mean,
kind of like how Chappelle opened the House of Blues show he went to.
It is. He knows. He knows exactly where things are.
Dallas,
where things are.
Drinking. Bill Cosby rapes.
Dude, I will never let go of the term antique rapes.
Yes.
Turns out Bill Cosby had some antique rapes.
They dead ass freed Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. The whole fucking speech is about communism and windmills and trans athletes, which we'll get to. But this one just reminded me of a Norm live spot e-break.
We will be united and strong like never before. We will save and strengthen America, and we will fight the onslaught of radicalism, socialism, and
Pause it right
indeed
there. That one sounds like the kid who does the impression on Instagram and Twitter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very much a James Austin something, but he's like the radicalism.
Yeah. Fight the onslaught of radicalism, socialism, and indeed it all leads to communism once and for all. That's what it leads to. You'll be hearing more and more about that as we go along, but that's what it leads to.
In the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, that was a Choose Energy communism spot.
You'll be hearing more and more about it. Radicalism.
God, that rocks.
This one is two cuts put together because he hit the windmill beat a couple times. Like, he's still got to play the hits a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wants to put you all out of business. He's not okay with energy. He wants windmills, the windmills. The windmills that don't work when you need them. Joe Biden has had the most disastrous first month of any president in modern history. That's true.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Already the Biden administration has proven that they are anti-jobs, anti-family, anti-borders, anti-energy, anti-women, and anti-science. The windmill calamity that we're witnessing in Texas, great state of Texas. We love Texas.
Yeah.
But it's so sad when you look at it. That'll just be the start. How bad is wind power? So I talk about it all the time at CPAC, right? We went to CPAC, remember last, I said, we're going to watch the president.
He does mention it a lot, I agree.
Alice, the wind isn't blowing. I don't believe we'll have any electricity. Remember, we would kid, but I wasn't actually kidding. It's such an expensive form of energy. It's so bad for the environment. It kills the birds. It destroys the landscapes. And remember, these are structural columns with fans on them.
Yeah, that is technically the definition of a windmill.
Yeah.
You may have forgotten.
You know what I'm talking about, folks. The big thing with the blades that goes around. You guys have seen it, right?
It's a fucking column. It's a structure with a column. It's got like a fan on it. And then what about the birds?
It's like I do feel like the general discourse, like whenever I listen to the primary sources like this and then go back to Twitter, like they're all talking about Trump, and this gets mentioned occasionally, but not anywhere close to the ratio at which it's mentioned by him in his speeches. And it is so confusing. Like, if the only way that you went through politics was to listen to political leaders, which I think is a defensible way to do it. Like, if you ask me, like,
Right.
do you want to get a handle on politics? Do you want to actually listen to what they say? Or do you want to watch people fucking spout off about what they said on CNN? I would say the first one is a better option in most cases. But if I listen to his speeches, I would think that the primary debate occurring today is whether or not windmills are a good idea.
Yeah. People are taking to the streets.
And his arguments about it, like, it just, I know I've said this before, but I can't help myself. It's just, I'm stunned by how much nonsense. Like, why do you think anyone else put them up? If it's the case that, like, nothing happened, like the grid fails every time the wind stops blowing.
Yeah.
And that it is on net bad for the environment because, like, there's just this bird holocaust occurring every fucking day. Then, like, why would anyone else suggest that we ever build a windmill?
It's just a leftist agenda, man. You know
I
that.
guess.
You
guess.
know that. They hate birds.
Yeah.
Someone sat down and was like, we just have too many goddamn birds. Like, we've got to do something about this.
I mean,
anybody have an
they
idea?
heard that bit about them coming from the dinosaurs, and they're like, not coming back on me.
No, we got to stem the tide.
Just
Nip
gonna-
this in the bud.
Yeah, the way he talks about radicalism leading to communism. If birds lead to T-Rex, fucking get them out.
Yeah, and if we get a little power out of it, albeit unreliable, so be it. This is an old classic here. We got a Sir alert, ladies and gentlemen.
So I asked, how much do we pay these countries? How much do we pay them? Sir, we pay them approximately $500 million a year. That's a lot
I
of
miss
money.
Sir. I miss Sir so bad.
Didn't he deal with Barron before? So I asked Melania's son Barron, what are you doing? He said, sir.
Boy, you might be right. I think I could probably find that. He definitely has referred to.
Melania. I remember him saying it with Melania. That Melania was like,
yeah.
Sir, what are we gonna do?
That he got on the plane after a speech, and she's like, "Sir," and you're mixing two things. He has said that Melania calls him sir, and he's also said before, and Melania has a beautiful son, Barry.
Yeah, that was from
and he actually then go we. Yeah, he said we.
Yeah, but he didn't like correct it beyond that. He
Right.
said Melania has a beautiful son. Talked for a while, and then just said we.
Right. That was the extent of it.
Yeah, no, that was the vape press conference. I've watched that one several times recently.
Just an absolute classic.
Yeah. Although the I'm not satisfied with the way that they have it on YouTube because he gave like a lengthy comment which has like some good stuff in it, but it does not have "Mom, I want a vape."
Oh.
And then if you're looking for "Mom, I want a vape," they have just the 2-second like "Mom, I want a vape," but they don't have whatever 5-minute chunk of that. Someone help me with this.
I'll see what I can do.
My family is dying.
He went like 20 minutes without mentioning Biden, but of course when he did, he said that when Biden took office, he said there was no vaccine, and then 2 months later Biden got the vaccine, which sort of belies the fact that maybe they got it in those 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like that it was in progress and in the process under Trump, and then they finished it. But I love whenever he basically calls Biden the R word.
He said there's no vaccine? Oh, good. Say it again, Joe. Now, I don't think he said that, frankly, in a malicious way. I really don't. I actually believe he said that because he didn't really know what the hell was happening.
Just dawdling
Just too
around.
goddamn dumb to know what's going on, folks. You feel for him, honestly.
President Mr. Magoo. He's not mean. He's just so dumb and old.
Yeah. This is from the guy who said the thing about windmills 5 minutes ago.
And who suggested that you shoot
That is,
light or cleaning solution into your arms.
Yes. I've found myself in a situation where I like a lot about my life right now. One thing that I would like to change is if I could hear people say X is my superpower less. I would really prefer that.
Jesus Christ.
Really
man.
prefer it. But if I had to submit to that construction, I would say his superpower is the ability to go on about the windmill stuff. Man, look at Biden, fucking dummy.
Yeah, I mean it's
the shamelessness is it's breathtaking to behold.
And it's distilled down here in those two cuts. That's like the perfect representation of it. Boy, is that like a Twitter thing, the superpower thing?
I think it's just general
shitheads.
Just trying to, get pumped about life.
I think in general, anytime you say or post something and you are aware that you are using any sort of format that someone else created, you should stop and, like Daniel Tiger, take a deep breath and just say, do I really need to be doing this?
Yeah.
Maybe a nap.
Sometimes you do.
I don't think ever. I don't think there's ever a time for using the two shaking hands on Twitter. I don't think
What if I had a really good one, though?
Yeah, but you didn't. I don't think there's ever a time to look at whatever the fuck the photo with Bill Murray and 3 other people dressed up is.
Some of those were fun.
And say, maybe I should give this a shot. Don't do it, dude.
Tilda Swinton, Wes Anderson, and Timothy Chalamet. And this
fuck,
man
I don't know
just said
I don't know who 2 of those 3 people are.
Tilda Swinton,
No
Wes
idea.
Anderson.
I know Wes Anderson.
Okay.
And I don't know, what was the other one?
Timothy Chalamet.
I have no idea who those other 2 people are.
This man claims to not know who Tilda Swinton is.
Who is she?
She's an actress.
Like in plays?
Star in screen.
You said Tildress?
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton.
Just look up that IMDb. Tell me if you've seen any of those.
This one, she looks like the soccer player.
She does somewhat resemble Megan Rapinoe at times.
All right, I'll read these for you.
Mm-hmm.
The French Dispatch. No. The Souvenir Part 2.
Either.
No. Last and First Men. No.
Just go to the IMDb most, the common.
This is in order. The Personal History of David Copperfield. No.
Yeah, but
Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
It says Voice.
Okay.
But I don't recall her in that movie. The Dead Won't Die. No. What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely no. Avengers Endgame. No. Isle of Dogs. No. War Machine. No. Doctor Strange. No. Trainwreck. No. The Grand Budapest Hotel. No. Snowpiercer. No.
You have seen Snowpiercer.
No. I thought I saw that's the train movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't recall her. Moonrise Kingdom.
I mean, you don't know who she is, so I don't know how you would, but
what give me one movie that you think I would have seen that this woman was in. Vanilla Sky. No. Adaptation. No. Okay, so no, I don't know who she is. And the point is, if you see her in a photo, your tweet's not funny. Just keep it to yourself.
Okay.
In fact, in general, your tweet's not funny. No one's is. Just stop tweeting. Everybody.
Just stop tweeting everybody.
Everybody all the time. Just stop. Okay, I think you'll really enjoy this 6th cut because we used to get this a lot. He changed the name because he used to do this about Abraham Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham Lincoln, he had the big hat.
Yeah.
Hey, old Honest Abe with his big hat. And he would lean into hat and he would say, "We love Abraham Lincoln, don't we, folks?" But then he would say, and he's got poll numbers that were great, but they tell me mine are better. Do you remember that? Like he would do this like every rally for 6 months.
He would say,
Abe Lincoln great, but kind of
I'm
also
the greatest
sucked.
president since Abe Lincoln. And honestly, some of the people they tell me, I don't know. I like Abe Lincoln, but
I don't have a big hat.
Some of the people.
So this time he changed out Lincoln. He updated the reference a little bit.
Thank you very
Got the "We
much.
love you" chant. Went on for like 10 seconds.
It started that hearing. We really were getting word of that, hearing that during some of the rallies, especially the latter rallies where we
Diagram, back that
we had
shit up,
56
dude.
unbelievable packs.
From the time people stopped cheering.
It started that hearing. We really were getting word of that, hearing that during some of the rallies, especially the latter rallies where we set records. We had 56 unbelievable packed rallies, and nobody.
We're getting word that we're hearing that a lot of the rallies had a lot of people at them.
Never had anything like we had. And we started hearing, "We love you." And I asked somebody, because we really liked Ronald Reagan, right? He was a great president. We had others. But I said, did anybody ever say that to Ronald Reagan or to any of our...
God, that
to the
rules,
best
dude.
of all of these
Do they like you
political
more than Reagan?
professionals,
I mean, I'm just
knowledge,
asking
and
the
pollsters,
question.
nobody's ever heard that chant before, man. So it's an honor. Believe me, it's an honor.
It's a big honor. I do love how,
Reagan's dead ass.
Yeah, he knows, like, just the reverence that everyone else has for Reagan, and, like, he's got some of it, and, like, knows that he can't, like, he would draw some eyebrows, so he's like, that fucking Reagan, fuck him.
Right.
But definitely, like, these people, like, go to bed every night, like, praying to Ronald Reagan. Certain members of the crowd. Certainly people who, like, work for him. And so that he would show up and be like, good president. We all agree on that. Did he ever have crowds like this? Did he? I don't think so.
Look at his wife. Look at my wife.
I think you'd have to be honest with yourself better than Reagan.
Now, we all think Mrs. Reagan Nancy was a beautiful woman. But look at her tits. Look at Melania's tits.
Yeah.
Look at Ivanka's.
On the people are telling me front, I did see something yesterday. I assume you saw it as well, but it made me change my Twitter bio. Now it reads, many say I'm the greatest star maker of all time, but some of the stars I produced are actually made of garbage.
I don't know that one.
It's Trump.
Really?
He released he had one of the press releases. It was about Mark Milley saying that it didn't directly address Mark Milley saying that he would have been ready for a coup, but it's
the general.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Joint Chiefs of Staff head.
I saw the story. I didn't see Trump's response.
Yeah, and his he put out a press release
made of garbage.
Many say it was 2 paragraphs. Like the first one, like kind of addressed it, and then the second paragraph, the whole paragraph was, many say I am the greatest star maker of all time, but some of the stars I produced are actually made of garbage.
That goes on Mount Rushmore.
I agree.
That's a tough bracket too, dude.
It has so many of the things we love about the way he speaks. The many say, then a claim that clearly only he has ever said, and then the sudden turn,
made of garbage,
as if he forgot the first half of the statement.
I'm going to start saying, you know what, you're made of garbage.
Some of the stars I produced are actually made of garbage. And I'm just now thinking about like a garbage star just floating in the solar system.
Well,
we're like, it's so bright. I wonder if it's good. God damn it. This one's made of garbage.
Were they made of garbage when you produced them as a star?
No, it just turns out
they were okay.
Turns out they're made of garbage.
The seventh cut here has another the Trump impressionist.
In Pennsylvania, they had hundreds of thousands of more votes than they had people voting. What's that all about? What's that all about? Cheating, they say.
That one I gotta give it to him. They literally did say it. He's not stretching.
Cheating. Yeah,
Cheating. They say.
Dude, I seriously expect him to put out a smoke.
Cheating, they say.
Yeah, he's stubbing out a cigarette. He kind of thinks that through. Absolutely.
All right, these two are from. Actually, from Dallas, the one that we intended to go through, and
are we going to? Okay, yeah. Then you're ending on 10.
Yeah,
got it.
Just because I want to build to the end,
sure.
So, a la stand-up comedian, he also, as we know from your big fat Governor Jim, big fat fucking Jim, he loves to. It's kind of like Jeselnik, like picking out people in the crowd. Mm-hmm. All comedians do it, but Trump loves to like engage the crowd, and he knows that he's dealing with
the number one of all time was whenever he was talking about the toilet flushing.
Oh yeah, that guy.
About how you couldn't flush the toilets anymore because of these strict water standards, and he's like, "Well, not me, but you, him."
That guy looks like he'd clog at an old American standard right up.
He can't get it down a single time, folks, because of this Biden administration.
and fat, which means bigger shits. The thing I love about it is
but you,
he's when he's talking about the other politicians in the crowd, he's talking to people who have granted him inscrutable fealty. Like, so he knows that like he can pretty much say whatever he wants. He's done this to Ted Cruz before. He did it to big fat fucking Jim many times. But he does it all the time. Sometimes it's a little like, oh yeah, I mean, you're not as rich as they say you are type thing.
Yeah.
This time it's Louis Gohmert because he's in Dallas and he starts talking about how many, does Louis have a bunch of houses? It's really weird.
Louis, I didn't know you made that kind of money, that you had mansions. You have mansions? Does Louis Gohmert have mansions all over Texas? I don't think so. He's got one house, and that's enough. That's all you need, right, Louis? Wants to go home to his bathroom and his bedroom and uses one toothbrush, right?
Pori. Hold on.
No, but Joe's got a lot of toothbrushes.
What the fuck? He's an old fucking champagne socialist.
He
bud.
has got. You open up a fucking drawer full of them.
Yeah. He's stepping on them like they're Legos, folks. His feet hurt because he's stepping on toothbrushes, but not old fucking Pori simpleton Louis Gohmert. One toothbrush, he's had it since 1989,
Dude,
folks.
that rules so much. It's one house. That's enough. That's enough for some.
For Louis.
For some, yeah.
For Louis, he's got
man
one,
of simple pleasures.
He's got one toothbrush. Half the bristles are decaying, but not Joe. Joe, toothbrushes for days.
Got a lot of toothbrushes.
Now, this next one, it's really, really weird. And our buddy, well, you know what? He probably doesn't want to be outed. Someone told me you've got to get this one. You can play it once, and then let's just try to kind of unpack it.
We will take back that glorious White House.
That's what it's about, folks.
That sits so majestically in our nation's capital. Beautiful White House.
Narrow it down.
Small letters. White House. That beautiful White House. And it is the most beautiful house of all.
Okay. So it's kind of like when people say Democrat, or like they say Democratic and they say small d.
Yeah,
because they're not referring to the party, but like...
I don't think that's what is going on here. I don't have another theory, but that doesn't make any sense.
But, well, I suppose what I'm saying is just, I've never heard somebody try to informalize and non-prepper nounify the White House.
Because he clearly doesn't, like, that's not what he's, like, I have no theory for what he means by small letters there. I'm you know.
I think he means lowercase.
But he's not trying to, like... The point of saying that, like, if you mean like White House small W, you would be saying like, I just mean like a house on my street that is white,
right?
But he clearly is like the rest of the things are going out of his way to be like, no, you know the one I mean, the one in the Capitol,
right?
Where where I used to live.
But what's the logic?
I have no idea what the small letters things mean. Can we listen again?
Yeah.
In our nation's capital. Beautiful White House, that's small letters. White House, that beautiful White House. And it is the most beautiful house of all.
Like,
I got no fucking clue,
I think
man.
I'm not confident at all, but maybe he's like conjuring up the letterhead. Like whenever he thinks about the White House, you know, like that White House letterhead that's very iconic. But like it doesn't take up the whole page, so he thinks the letters. Well, I don't know.
That's not close. You're wrong.
It feels closer than the other.
He's trying somehow to. He's trying to do what I'm saying he's trying to do, but I'm saying there's no need to do it. Like he's somehow trying to informalize it, but no one has ever done that ever. Especially when they're talking about the fucking White House.
Just this. My point is that, or the theory, the underlying idea behind my theory is that he seems to be going very stream of consciousness there. Like he's just imagining the White House.
Yeah.
And like just anything that like bubbles up, he's just putting that out. And so I think like whenever I'm just sitting here thinking about that, what doing like going along with him, whenever he says small letters, I do like think of the letterhead, the blue with the White House, and then it does say like the White House under it.
Now you might think it would leave him open the opportunity that in 2024, if he simply buys a White House, he can say,
I made it back.
Go back to February 21. I told you. Except that's not what he meant, because get your hopes up, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this.
Together in the coming years, we will carry forward the torch of American liberty. We will lead the conservative movement and the Republican Party back to a totally conclusive victory, and we've had tremendous victories. Don't ever forget it. With your help, we will take back the House. We will win the Senate, and then a Republican president will make a triumphant return to the White House.
Bush?
And I wonder who that will be. I wonder who that will be. Who will that be? I wonder.
Like a goddamn owl over here.
Who could it be? I wonder.
Maybe we'll find out one day, folks.
Dude, I can't wait.
I mean, he might die before then.
Fuck that, dude. He's got a lot of energy left. That's what, he doesn't exercise. He saves it all.
Yeah. No, he does not seem like someone who's going to die tomorrow. You're right. He's sprite and spry, but I don't know, man. I've witnessed some aging myself over the last year or two, and you know,
dude, you're a fucking mortal.
It happens quickly. I'm not talking about me,
talking
dude.
about.
I'm saying like my fucking elderly family members.
They're mortals.
They were once like him quite recently, and
nah, bro. He beat COVID in a day.
It happens fast. That's literally not true. But,
do you think we spend enough time? And I know you're not a fan of exercise, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But do you think we spend enough time
exercising?
Actually talking about the fact that someone who was president, who half the country still supports, who actually says, I don't exercise because it depletes my energy and I want to save my energy for kicking ass.
Shows how out of touch you are. Most of the country feels that way.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
I mean,
you know what? I think I'm actually going to ask, because,
president.
you know, I know some people who are both really into Trump and also really into fitness. A lot of them, in fact. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't know her, but I just want to like ask them, like, does this make sense to you? Does the whole don't ever exercise because it's bad for your body because you only have so much energy? Because like, I can tell you unequivocally that my body feels 1,000 times better when I get consistent exercise. And I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but it's the case for most people.
I believe it was the Mets used to have a thing where they wouldn't let their pitchers throw to first in like practice situations because they believed that your arm was like bullets in a gun and you only had so many throws in your life. And so wasting them on a throw to first, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's all that biomechanically correct.
No, it's clearly fucking like the definition of quackery. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
The Mets,
the president believes essentially the same thing, and he's the president. Well, he's not anymore because of Biden.
Yeah.
Catholics back on top.
We're going to get another run at this, dude.
We are, yeah, 100%.
Do you believe that now?
I mean, I serious, he's very old. He lives poorly. He might die. But absent that, I think he will, of course, run and win the Republican nomination.
I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait. It's what's been missing in my life, you know? When I think about like why I went through some like depression, trouble sleeping, it was just because he was gone.
You just miss him.
I just fucking miss
his smell.
The energy that he creates.
How do you think he smells?
Not
enough reporting about how he smells.
It can't be good, dude. It can't be good because, again, he's fat. And
I don't appreciate that.
And
fat people do not, by definition, smell bad. Sweaty people smell bad.
But I think if you're fat,
prescription deodorant.
I think if you're fat and you constantly wear like thick clothing, like I don't think he's ever just chilling in something.
Not the combo you want.
Chilling in something breathable, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think he has.
Yeah.
I bet his tits smell awful. You could lube those bad boys up.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find.
And the fucking makeup, dude. Like that shit, you combine makeup with sweat, that's not going to be a good smell.
You think he'd ever sit down for a chat
with us?
Yeah.
Dude, tell him we know McAfee.
Yeah.
And knows what I said.
We didn't get to see how McAfee smelled, though.
I got a pretty good guess for you on that one, too. All right. Well, I hope that was fun for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
That's it for tonight. The high school special is next, so until tomorrow, for everyone who's been a part of this one,
I'm TC and Jake.
We do thank you for watching. Good night.